Welcome to the Ahern Video Podcast. This week I want to talk about brand recognition. We've been doing a lot of work with a lot of our clients, improving their brand, getting their name out there, establishing their brand based upon who they are and what they perceive their company to be. One of the things that I focus on with all of my clients and I stress is that, listen, once you say you're going to do something, you better do it. Once you say you're going to do it by a certain day, you better do it. And if what you've promised doesn't turn out to be in your best economic benefit, if you've made that promise and for some reason you've miscalculated, it's your obligation, if you want to develop your brand, to go through even though you're going to lose some money. And you may say that's a harsh statement, but here's what's happening today. You always hear me talk about the old days. Well, in the old days, you didn't need a 732-page contract. In the old days, you had a handshake, and I'm sure you heard your grandfathers and fathers talk about that. But it's the reality of the situation. My grandfather grew up in a Great Depression. He helped raise me, and he said, if you said you were going to do something, son, you did it, period, end of discussion, nothing to talk about. Today, a contract is a contract until it's a contract, or a deal is a deal until it's a deal. And what happens is we have what we call justification. We can justify just about anything. If you tell this person I'm going to be there on a Wednesday and you don't show up, what does that do about your brand? If you say I'm going to send the check on a Tuesday and the check never comes in, what does that say about your brand? If you say to someone one day, I appreciate everything you've done, and then you do just the opposite to drive a wedge between that friendship, what does that say about your brand? It says a lot, doesn't it? Well, that's the point. If you want to build your business, and you want to build your sales team, and you want to build your marketing brand, and you want to differentiate yourself from the pack, then start by doing what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Best example I can give you is that we quote everything on a flat charge. And once we finish our operational assessment, that client can come back to us as many times as they want, and as long as we don't have to go back out on site, there's no additional charge. Now, if they want another segment of their business reviewed, or they want a business plan, or they want a successor plan, that's obviously additional money. But sometimes I have so underestimated that it becomes an operating loss, because my people still get paid to do the work. But what I've learned is that if you do what you say you do, it comes back in spades. And here's an example. I really misquoted a deal, and we finished the work, and the client called me and he said, you know, I can tell you right now you didn't make any money on this deal. And I said, you're absolutely right. Well, why didn't you tell me? I said, because we made a deal. And his comment was, well, I'm sending you an extra check. And the check came in, and I was really surprised. Now, does that happen very often? No. But what happened to his brand with me? It rose 135%. That's the point I'm trying to make. If you want to build a business, and you want to build a relationship, and you want to build a brand, and you want to build your legacy, and then you need to take the values that you believe in, and you need to make that part of your corporate culture, and you need to be able to transcend that into your people, who in turn will transcend that into your clients, which in turn will be your brand. Is everybody going to like what you have to say? Absolutely not. Is everybody going to believe that your opinions are the same as theirs? Absolutely not. But the point being that when you're building a business, it's like setting a foundation for a child. And if you lay the foundations properly, maybe the house will wobble once in a while. Maybe the child will go off the wrong path once in a while. But if the foundation's there, the foundation's going to survive, the building's going to quit wobbling, the child's going to find his or her path. And it's all based on building the foundation. So when you're starting a business, build the foundation of what you want to be, who you are, what your values are, and what type of employees you want to really develop your legacy, because your business is your legacy. Every time somebody says, my word is my bond, I start running the other way. It's a fact of life. But the other thing you have to realize, if you say you're going to do something, you do it, and then people that you say that you think are your business associates or your friends, they don't do it, that doesn't mean you should change who you are. It doesn't mean you shouldn't fulfill your obligations. What it means is you need to take a very close look at that relationship, whether it's a business relationship or a personal relationship. Then you have to decide, is this where I want to go with this in this type of environment? And if the answer is no, it's very simple. You made a choice, go forward, make your mark in life, build your legacy, and as long as you do things honestly, and as long as you communicate effectively, you would have chosen the right path. Thank you for attending the podcast.